Hey
Hello.
everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Me, Elise. Um, Welcome to another week has passed already somehow. And time to play Spire. Um, yes, we're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I am the GM of this affair. And yeah, let's hear from some others. We've got Ava.
Oh shit.
Who's yeah,
Who's paying
Uh,
very close
who
attention.
live on the internet is paying so much attention to our game tonight.
I am paying a lot of attention. I need to kill this snake thing. I don't know what it's weak against, but I use she, her pronouns, and so does Chu, the Queen of Excess. And I will pass it off by dropping my DS to Sam, who will then have to catch it and not let it break.
Whoa, your DS magically turned into my phone. How weird
Oh
is that?
shit.
Oh,
That's
wow.
wild.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so wow, is this Snake and Ekans?
It's a Seviper.
Okay, almost an Ekans. Regardless. Oh, it just happens to be weak to ground types.
Oh my god, thank you. Okay, I have a ground type.
Of course, Sam fucking knows.
Oh shit, I wanted. Okay.
Sam knows all that.
Yeah,
shit.
Also my psychic from my Abra just happens to be super effective too. Wink wink nudge nudge. Yeah, so anyway, hi everyone. My name is Sam, and I go by he, they pronouns. I am playing the street artist Danksy, also known as Eric Charmuse. And he goes by he, him pronouns. And I am gonna pass it that way to Sarah.
Whoa. Oh, okay. I am Sarah. I play in.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I was just like watching. Like I was like, how good did I catch it? I was like watching on the delayed stream. The answer was not good. Both of our pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to also slowly, carefully good pass it to Tyler.
Okay, now let's all watch how that went.
I think it went well. Cradling it with love.
yeah.
Hi y'all. I'm Tyler. He, him, his, and I play Anders and Company. The collective also going by he, him, his. Hope y'all are having a great night. And we're just gonna pass it ever so slowly up to Rachel.
And I'm gonna get it here. I don't know if I'm on the right side or
You
not.
are. It's working. It's
Hey. Yay! Thanks.
Oh,
I'm Rachel, and my name is Rachel. Yep. I was also watching the stream to see how it works.
working. I'm Rachel. My name is Rachel.
I'm Rachel. My name is Rachel, and I'm here to say
I go by Rachel.
I play Alvy. Her name is Alvy, and we both use she, hers pronouns. And I'm gonna pass it through the window to Elise.
Thank you. If you had thrown it, I was definitely gonna mime getting like smacked in the face. But since you were passing it gently,
It's too powerful. My arm
Too
is too
powerful.
powerful, Elise.
That-
I didn't
yeah,
want
I
to hurt you.
Yes,
it would have
turned
just
into
knocked me out.
nothing.
Yeah.
The game would have been over.
It's just too much power.
Well, everybody, if thanks for watching us pass something. I guess
It
Ava's
started as my
Nintendo
3DS, and
Yeah.
it became a concept.
It did. It
And
morphed into a
nothing else.
concept, and that's beautiful. Yeah, if you like content like that, you can hang out with us on Discord and get more content like that, like Rachel reading to you on Sundays or watching GDQ streams together during the week when GDQ is happening, which is only twice a year, but still. The best time of the year. You can also watch other streams that we put on Helpful Goat, and you can find out all about that using Point Discord, where we tell you what our schedule is most of the time. Also, you can see cool creations that people in our community make, like Tyler, who just published something cool. Tyler, do you want to plug the cool thing you just told us about?
God, sure.
Yes.
Hi. So I just put out a class on the DM's Guild, which is like the site for most 5e D&D homebrew content. So it's a class called the Trophy Hunter, inspired by uh, roommate of mine from college had a character back in the 3.5 days, and he would kill monsters and then make them part of his armor or build weapons out of monster bits and stuff like that. So this class called the Trophy Hunter is kind of really making your kills help you make more kills, because D&D is all about the dungeons and killing the dragons. Um, so I put a link in the creations.
I put it in the chat as well.
Oh, great. So yeah, if you follow that link, it's a pay what you want. So I know, especially for me, money is tight around these times, just after the holidays. So like, if you're feeling it, it's free 99, as I like to say. So yeah, and if you do try it out, please let me know how it goes, because it's still it's still in its playtesting phase, and I would love to credit you as a playtester in further editions of this. That's my
I have
plug.
a question. Even if I enter in like a different price, it doesn't like I entered in like $10 and then it just resets back down to 3. But like,
That is a great question. That
sorry, I just
is
maybe for off stream, but
yeah. I will message you about that, because that might
mild
just be an
concern.
error on your part.
Well, I did put Tyler on the spot for that. He didn't ask for a spot for
I did
plugging.
not. I hate talking about myself and my
But
things. So
we're very
this is
proud of
great.
you and all of the cool things that you work on and accomplish. So we just want you to shine with us, Tyler. So congratulations on releasing that. It's super cool.
Thank
Um,
you.
and let's see. This stream sponsored by Tyler.
Oh,
Ad spots.
I also
I,
sponsored
I, I'm
by
just,
Kitchen
I'm gonna be
Nightmare.
in the fetal position when we go on break for a bit, just 'cause I need to.
I've put you on the spot too
Um,
much. What? Avo sponsored by what?
Kitchen Nightmares
Kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
and
definitely true.
that's the name
Psyllium
of my
Husk.
band.
Oh, hey, wait.
Psyllium. Yes. Oh my god, the blur,
It
please.
looks
Yes.
like
Psyllium Husk buddies.
Yeah, Psyllium Husks. Fuck yeah.
other sponsors
Fiverr, you gotta
include
get them good poops.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
stream is
Take it
sponsored by
for
good poop.
brought
every
to you
meal.
from Sarah's hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Good poops and good D&D go hand in hand.
Anyway, great commercial fodder. That should definitely go on a real commercial sometime. Let's see. Other cool things you can find out about in our stream chat include !donate, which brings up causes that we are highlighting. I think right now it is the Trevor Project, which is a charity that supports LGBTQ youth and their mental health and things like that. So we all love the Trevor Project and encourage you, if you have the time versus to hit your time money causes like the Trevor Project. You can also exclamation point merch. Check out our cool merch. I currently don't have my mug on hand, but I do have this great sticker from one of our Halloween one shots, and you can buy things like that there, or
And
this
this.
lovely notebook that Rachel is showing off, which I also have on my bookshelf, designed by Chelsea, who's in chat right now. Thanks, Chelsea. And you can use exclamation point coffee KOFI to donate to the stream if you like content. Thanks. Okay, besides that, let's see. We need to read Chelsea's poem. Would anyone like to do that?
I read it last time, so I feel like I'm hogging it.
I will read it. It's been a while since I've.
It has.
God, my thing refuses to scroll like a good spot. Here within the incredible complex world of Spire, where the stakes are high and the stress are even higher, precarious positions and cliffhanger where threats ever loom, shadows of the past, present, future, and demonic plane on this quest to avoid sealing your doom. Looking forward to whatever disasters await toward the ultimate showdown and all the delightful mayhem sure to ensue. Much love, Spire crew. I can see and hear. Hey, thank you,
Aw.
Chelsea. So
I feel
good as
both
always.
seen and heard.
Oh, that's good. As always, we love your poems a lot.
Mhm.
Okay, we need to do stress checks. We need to do recap, and we need to have Edic and Alvi
Alvi.
choose their special abilities. So, stress check. Din, you are on the top of my pile. What's your stress at?
2.
2? Blood? Or something else?
Shadow.
Edic?
0.
That's about Anders?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All my notes are just like, oh
Ooh.
god, oh god.
2, and I'll say it for you, but that's about to change.
Oh, you guys, it's so bad for everybody. Alvi?
I'm great. I don't know what you're talking about. EO, IO, Captain EO. That's what I remembered, is that it's Captain EO. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yo.
Anyway, she loves me and it'll be great. And anyway, I'm at 1.
Cool. Two.
Chew is literally in a bathtub. It's going fine for her. I have 2 stress. My question is, if I
Hi, my
have like
question.
resistances,
Are those
can I
shoes
get
new?
rid of those by laying low? Like if I have resistance to silver filled out?
Yes, you can. However, laying low will remove all of your stress, but the plot advances without you. You essentially sit yourself out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, great. So I'll be laying low. For this just gonna walk into the crowd. Peace out. We're good.
Just lay low
Good
yourself
work.
and let your weird entities act without you, and it'll be fine.
The only one left
Oh
I
my god,
can
that's genius.
So yeah, split yourself
is
apart, have your main character lay
Dracul.
low, and then have the other ones do things.
It's so smart.
It's a
I'm
way to
getting
game the
involved.
system, Tyler.
Yeah, but are they gonna like me by the time that's over? That's
You don't have to
that's
like
to be
yourself.
seen.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There's a potential that they turn on me,
Nice.
A potential
Oh.
I
or that,
personally
That's a
would
good
love to see what
story.
happens.
or the one of the more worst case scenarios is one of them becomes like in the Anders driver's seat, and Anders becomes like
Yo,
One
that'd
of
be
the
great.
personalities.
yeah.
Okay, players, what happened last time? Just, real
So
cash. What happened
much.
last time?
We had a brunch with the Candlekeep Killer.
Who's that?
Well, maybe
It's been a
Anders.
while.
I mean, well, maybe Anders, but that was Waxy.
You're right. That's
He can
right.
come back. I can just morph into him real quick and
Mm-hmm.
preach. I don't know.
I got snapped. Going well. I met with Bev last time, and we kind of talked about sending her, and I think Alvi went with Bev to
Talk
deal.
to EO about whatever it was that.
Yeah, talk to Eo about getting Juasha's daughter involved
Right.
so that we could lure Juasha. Although I don't think Eo knows that, or she does. No, she does because it's a ploy to get to
Because she
avenge her
wants to fuck
brother.
Juasho up because of her brother, yeah.
Yeah. God, bread is so good. This is what Chu's doing in her room right now, is just making bread and taking a bath. I'm not taking a bath, I'm just making bread. And then so Alvi went with Bev, and then I just went to chill, and then all hell broke loose in every other party, so I'll let them take it over.
Din tried to convince
The
Alan
unnamed.
Morning Snow's spouse, that she was the captain now, and that they were cross time lovers. That didn't work though, and there was a fallout. That the Solar Pantheon, the Solar Guard, Wrath of the Sun Gods, which basically means that like I am being hunted by Church of the High Elves. And so they tried to come at me, and I got really lucky, and I did a backflip out the window, and my birds saved some of the drow, but a lot of people died too. And yeah,
And for the
that was the
record,
last
that
thing that happened.
fallout is ongoing. You
Yes,
have
ongoing.
backflipped out the window and are not literally in their grasp, but that they are hunting you.
They're still coming for me.
Nice.
Sam, Tyler, what you get up
He thinks if he doesn't say it, it didn't happen.
to?
Dude, I'm just in my happy place. It's all good. Oh no, yeah, so Edic bought some gold and some silver and met up with Chu at the Chu estate. Nothing happened after that. No, then he ripped a hole in the fabric of space and time and teleported himself to his house where he crafted perfectly crafted an eidolon that was some golden rings, kind of intertwining in like Asherian kind of ways, um, and proceeded to, well, was about to then try to summon Maeve, the fourth sister, the demon of stealing things. But then, another whole tear in the fabric of space and time opened up, and Edic found himself looking at Maeve, and on the opposite side of Maeve in this portal was Juasha, kind of looking back at me. And yeah, now who knows? We're just gonna have a cup of tea, and we're gonna get to have a really nice conversation about what we're going to do next, and I'm going to have all of that time to really consider my options, and
That's what's going to happen. Really nice mediation for custody.
yeah.
Custody of reality.
It's like
Custody of
Kramer versus
reality.
Kramer, but it's
Yeah. And that on that cliff's edge over, catastrophe is where we left Edic, Byron, Maeve, and Juasha.
Yes. Tyler?
Yeah. I have two updates. One with Sten. He is working on setting up basically a kill room for the Elfir that are going to be coming, and was duped by Chu that no drow are going to be harmed in the making of this concert, and Bertold went to the ministry and was told that there's a couple cells that might be able to help us out, and that word is going to get to them, and it might be a you help us, we help you kind of situation, if that ends up happening at all, kind of a thing. So that's a hopeful up in the air situation that Bertold was given, and Anders we're going to get to.
Yes, which is where we will pick up, but first we need to hear from Sam and Rachel about what Alvi and Edic are picking for their special abilities.
I would like to defer to Rachel. I am between two options right now.
I mean, Rachel's been ordering cheeseburgers for dinner right now, so like
Well,
she's been
that's why I'm
thinking about
asking
it.
you for your help because you've ordered cheeseburgers, and I think that it puts you in the right frame of
I
mind.
know so many things. The fucking
Yeah.
shitty thing is that I took compel last time, but I didn't need it. And this time I'm definitely gonna fucking need compel. So
Mm.
the thing is I could take deceive, but Alvy doesn't deceive. So I don't I
You can bend the truth.
yeah, if I like bend the truth, will you make that be a deceive roll as opposed to like a compel roll or
If you're lying, then yeah. But I mean, like, do you have deceive? Is that part
no?
of? Yeah, okay. But like, take deceive if you want. Alfie can bend the truth, and so long as there's demonstrably something you're deceiving, it would be a deceive roll. Yes.
Maybe she's going a little crazy and she'll take it deceive this time.
It's
I mean, she
Alfie
fucking killed the
2.0.
dude, so
That's right. It's
right.
Alfie 2.0. She lies now.
Alvy is killed. Alvy can do anything at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. Alvy is just ready
True.
for it.
So I am betwixt three options. Fight, resist, and steal. Because on one hand, I'm like, okay, well, if this is gonna end up in like a test of strength of wills, then maybe I need to roll. Maybe I need it in fight. If this is gonna be a thing where I'm having to push back against demonic magics or whatever, then I go with resist. If this is gonna be I just need to act super fast and deftly, then maybe I go with steal. But I'm I don't know what the next 3 seconds are going to entail, so I don't know
I
what's
would
the
go with
best.
resist. That seems to me like the safest bet. Like you're probably gonna have to resist
Uh,
fucking
b-
something.
by the way, Rachel, if this causes you to change your mind at all, the obsessive researcher also allows you to gain a knack in any domain.
I don't think what's obsessive researcher.
That's the thing where each session we get to pick a new thing.
Oh.
I thought for the longest time that it was
Oh,
only
it
a
says
new
gain an
skill,
act of your choosing in any skill or domain.
even if you don't normally have access to the skill or domain.
So what? That's a good point. What is Elise? I'm sorry. Would that be high society?
Yes, that would be a domain, high society.
Okay. I mean, would I know like from my previous experience with EO that would be
Oh,
high society
interacting with
interacting with
EO is
her?
high society. Yes. EO
Okay.
is high
So
society.
can I take that instead?
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you, Sam. Because then that way, I mean, I can still deceive if I need to, like if I feel like that's where I'm going, but that'll still give me a plus towards something. So sweet.
Man, I just
You're muted.
I apparently have a hotkey for mute, and I don't know
I was
what it
like, you
is.
were talking, and then I looked, and then it was just.
I thought it was for added effect.
I no idea what it is. Anyway, I'm gonna go with resist for resisting effects of demonic magics.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's get into it then. We're gonna start with Anders up in up in Amaranth. So, last we left Anders many moons ago, uh, he was stuck and with somebody who seems to want to report that they have found him, who he is a wanted, hunted person in Spire, and this person recognized him and wants to turn him in. Anders suspects for the money, the reward that can be gotten by turning Anders in. All right. So, I believe that.
A
Yeah, go ahead.
crowd is also gathered though because they've made
Yes.
a scene.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you used your military kind of commander voice to to intimidate this person from leaving. And that is what kind of beyond the kind of people glancing has actually fully gotten several people to stop and look because from their perspective, maybe something is about to go down.
Uh, and I can't remember if I had said this or not. It's actually one of the abilities I have, a squad leader. I'm a sergeant.
Right.
So like I don't know where they're at in the rank and file, but you know there is. I mean, I guess there is no level of authority as a deserting quasi terrorist in the military. So yeah, okay. Um, so that's where we left off, right? Like it was pretty much just a bunch of people staring and them. Great, great.
Yes, they have
Oh,
stopped
wow.
because they were going to try and sneak away, and you stopped them. And now there is now a crowd of some, mostly Drow, and possibly, probably one or two Alfir as well, because you are in Amaranth.
Um, if I start approaching them, are they going to start to move, or are they allowing me to approach?
The person, um,
Yes.
they, um, they kind of keep a healthy distance, not wanting to let you get it within striking distance of them, which
Sure.
does several of the people in the crowd kind of note this. They are perhaps not the only people with some military experience around who would notice that, like, this is a person who is intentionally keeping distance such that unless you have a ranged weapon, you would not get an immediate blow.
Got it. So in that case, just gonna, as calmly as Xander's can be, which is most of the time, I guess. All right. So, and I'm saying this not just to him, but to anyone in the kind of near vicinity. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I've got a sliver implant in the back of my neck. Now I can set that off with a thought, and take out a good part of this block. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather do that somewhere with us. More Elfir, I think you'll understand. Do you think I'm your enemy? Do you think any amount of Sten is going to erase what they've done to us?
Uh, First of all, does Anders have a sliver
Oh,
implant?
oh, hell no.
Okay.
Nope.
Then go ahead and roll deceive, and you can an order because you are specifically
Great.
tapping into your military background here.
Sure. So it'll be 3d10.
Can he roll to see if he's got like a little scar back there from his military days, though? That he'd be like, check it, it's there.
That's a 9.
A 9 is a full success.
Ooh.
There are the drow who recognized you, the person who recognized you, is fully under this. Like, they are now kind of not just intimidated, but scared.
Yeah.
And you have successfully done that. However, you did also say that, and convincingly to everybody around you, that you would rather take out a whole block of Alfir if possible. And around you, you hear some whispers, some talking, and the crowd, the crowd is now taking much more concern and note of this. How much is where is Anders' attention focused right now?
I mean, Anders' attention is definitely more on the crowd because he pretty much already had this person locked from the last. Like, they were at enough unease that his attention would have shifted elsewhere. Um, and that in that last bit was taken to not just the person who wanted to turn me in, but also kind of the crowd at large
Right.
as I'm trying to clock as many threats.
Okay. Two things. First, Din, roll a luck roll for me, and Anders, as that's happening, you do notice that like as these like there are enough kind of whispers and things around you. Okay, 7 from Sarah for the luck roll. That towards the kind of outer edges, far beyond where you could get easily, there are people between you and this. Someone does kind of scurry off in a different direction, as well as now 2 of the Elfir in the crowd have closed ranks and are standing shoulder to shoulder, watching you. And you see them very intently, like talking between themselves. So somebody has gone running off. 2 people kind of close ranks. With a 7 luck roll from Din, you see some of the drow closest to you kind of like nodding along. Um, I think the masterless mask has had some impact up here already in the minimal killing that has been done already, but still like the fact that that a drow person has risen up to in Amaranth murder in their house. High elves is not going without notice in Amaranth, and there are some drow who are, wearing the masks of their masters, standing here who seem to be on your side, Anders.
Great. So I'm gonna take that, and there's the 2 Elfir that are standing there. I'm gonna go ahead and point. Actually, no. I'm gonna take out my illegal crossbow, and I'm gonna point that at them. And I'm just gonna say to the drow that have seemed to be nodding along, I think it's time we start taking our city back. And
Okay.
I would like a fire on one of them to
Yeah.
start a frenzy.
Okay. Roll fight and high society.
Great. That'll be another 3d10.
Oh!
It's a critical success. So how much stress does your gun or your crossbow inflict?
Yeah, let me check. Da, 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 da.
Tyler, I
Legal.
swear if you take all of the high rolls right now, I'm going to punch you.
Illegal crossbow, that is a d6.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d6. 4. With the 10, you have the option of adding one more. Yes, adding a stress to this roll or taking a narrative benefit.
Ooh. I'll take the narrative benefit.
Okay. You see the crossbow impact into armor. And the 4 stress, you certainly deal a heavy blow to this person. The armor is not, I mean, they're just wearing like leathers.
Mhm.
It's not, some kind of fancy like crossbow resistant
Right.
stuff. But the 4 stress does not immediately kill them, but they stagger back, they fall. Their compatriot kind of catches them and starts yelling for the guards, just top of their lungs yelling for the guards. And the drow who heard you and saw this happen take off their masks and like hide them on their person. They don't want to throw them to the ground because they don't want someone to come and be like, well, it looks like Lady So-and-so's drow was here. And one of them pounces on the guard on the high elf who's yelling for the guard, and manages to like cover their mouth. Sorry, I just whacked my mic. Cover their mouth so that like the yelling is muffled now, and the other one kind of joins the fray. The rest of the crowd scatters, wants absolutely nothing to do with this, and there's now the person who ran off yelling for the guards, a bloodied drow or high elf who has been shot in the streets, and the person who knows who you are. That person.
Are they helping, or are they
No, they
watching?
are. I mean, probably they've pissed themselves at this point with terror. Um, and they also are just like they're like frozen, like their flight freeze.
Mhm.
They froze, right? They like a lot of people are. There's a few different reactions we're seeing here, and this person is just terrified down to their roots, like.
Mhm.
And they don't know what to do yet. So I'd say before they get an action, just from the sheer like thing of this, you would be able to do something.
Great. Sorry, did I see Din?
No.
Are they here? Okay. Okay. Um. So how many drow are now pouncing on the guards? Or
Two
the
joined
Elfir,
the
sorry.
Elfir. Two joined. So the one that you took down is not in fighting condition. Not dead, but not in fighting condition. The other one is trying to help this person not immediately fight back. And so like their instinct was to turn, catch the person, yell for the guards. And you've got two people kind of pouncing on them to hold them back. And
Do they
prevent
look like
them.
they're struggling with this other Elfir? Like, should
At
I
this
step
point,
in, kind of
yes.
a thing?
Yes. At this
Okay.
point, like these drow are servants. They are, and this Alfir, like the one that that you shot, seems to be in some capacity military or something,
Right.
because nobody casually wears armor under their clothes unless they're paranoid about something like getting shot in the street. So, and that
Uh,
generally comes from experience. So.
Great. Okay. Well, if it's okay, I'd like to go ahead and use my Instrument of the Goddess on our friend that's trying to struggle. Not the one I shot, the other one.
And what does that do?
I think I used this once before on our other Elfir friend. This is once per session, summon the following weapon to your hand. It's D3, keen, poison, and one shot. This weapon cannot be used to render a target unconscious. Reducing the target's resistance to 0 is a quick and agonizing death. So basically, this is gonna go through armor because it's
Okay.
keen.
So it's
Or
still a
poisoned.
fight.
One of those gives. Yes, yeah, it's still fights, still high society, I would guess, right?
Yes. Still fight, still high society.
Alrighty.
You lucky bastard.
All right.
That is another critical success.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Something extra happens on a crit with something that's poisoned. I have to. It's in the strata.
You know, Tyler, none of these crits are gonna mean anything if the entirety of Spire collapses in this session.
You know what? You're right. I was hoping for something that wasn't a crit, so you could have it for later. But I have no control.
Do you remember
That
where
is
in
how it
Strata,
works. We're only
poison-
ordained a certain number of critical successes a session.
It's under. I think there's like a low and high society arms. I think it would be under the low society.
Okay, low society weaponry.
Or maybe it's either keen or poisoned. I'm gonna try and find it on my end.
It may not be in.
Oh, it might. You know
It
what?
might
Yeah,
just
you're
be
right.
in,
It might.
in the.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't have this handy. I didn't think I'd be stabbing.
That's okay. You are assassinating. Let's see. Equipment 19. Okay. So.
Keen is in strata.
Okay, maybe poison is too, but I just don't know where. Okay, yeah, if you can find it.
Yes, I will. I will find it. Give me 1 second here. There
Did
we
you
go.
sign
Okay,
on dinner?
Keen. When you roll a 10 on an attack with this weapon, inflict +3 extra stress rather than +1. And then poisoned. If this weapon inflicts stress to armor, it functions as normal. Against blood, all stress inflicted is double. So it would just negate the armor.
Okay. Yeah, so roll stress and add 3, I guess.
I'm gonna try and remember it's /R space
Space
E3. 2. Okay.
And then you add 3? So that's 5?
Add 3, yeah.
You did 5, damn, yeah. Ignoring armor.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this person, you slit their throat. They are dead. You have successfully, just in one blow, killed this person. The drow who were helping you, seeing that you have stepped in to do this, run now. They are not fighters. They were swept up in the moment. They are terrified. They've just been accomplices in the murder of an Elfir, and they just take off, hoping that they will not be seen. Or like that people won't know who they are. So now it's you, the bleeding out, almost dead high elf, the dead high elf, and the person that you intimidated into stopping in his tracks and telling. And you see over your shoulder, coming pounding down the road, a small battalion of solar guards. Who have come running for whatever reason. And as they approach, the person that you intimidated into pissing themselves, like he's got a sliver implant. He'll blow up the whole place. As the guards come running in, and they fall into. They are heavily armored, heavily armed, and fall into kind of a phalanx position, right, to kind of approach you. And the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get 2 shots taken against you. So go ahead and roll resist twice for each of these shots. Well,
These guys
you
are
have
bold.
they don't want to get close if you're going to blow them up. And you do have 2 dead people. 4.
So that's a 4. This is where things go downhill. But I do have 1 armor.
Okay,
For
that's
whatever that's worth.
Okay, and another resist.
Oh sure.
The 3. Those are both full failures, so you are going to take full damage. The first one we're gonna say is a stun
You
grenade.
used up all your success.
Before
Yeah.
this stress goes through,
Yes.
would you say I've eliminated an enemy of the ministry?
All high elves count. Yes.
Great. Can I get some refresh?
Yes.
Before
Go ahead
I
and
take
refresh
this
before you
damage?
take this stress.
Great. What am I rolling?
Oh, there's roll a d6. The high elf.
All right, that's 4. Let's see. Do we? Well, let's get rid of our 1 blood stress because that'll be going up very soon. And then we will do mind and. All right, we're down to no stress for now.
Okay. So go. Well, let's see. I'm going to roll. You're taking full stress from both of these. That's a 4 from the stun grenade. You are also now stunned. Let me double check what the stunning. If you succeed on an attack roll with what you may declare that any affected targets take no stress, but their difficulty is reduced. Doesn't really matter for you. That's more of if you were to. But yes, so this kind of stun grenade from the guard hoping to prevent you from getting to act on the sliver implant. The other one takes a shot with a weapon on you.
Very smart. Very smart.
That's a 2. So you have taken 6 stress. I need you to roll fallout. First, let's see what your total
Blood
stress.
take it, or would the stun grenade go to something else?
The stun grenade, that is blood
Oh,
damage.
blood.
Against
I just wanna double
Drow,
check.
yeah, against Drow, the stunning effect of the Solar Guard thing is D6 instead of 1 blood stress. So
Got it. Cool.
fun
cool,
fact.
Cool. Fun fact. These facts are fun in the moment. Let me tell you. Okay, so I would get to use my 1 armor, so that's 5 stress total then.
Yeah. So if you took 1 on armor, then the rest all goes to blood.
Alrighty. That is. Yep, 5 to blood.
And you
let's see.
relieved the other one that you had, so you were at 0 before you took.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll fallout. You have to get a 4 or lower to.
I really want that fallout.
It's a 1.
I'm okay with this.
Honestly,
I'm
stress
gonna get
Better to
my-
get it
yeah,
now.
Yes. So that's
I think it's moderate, so I'll
yes.
take 5
You can
off
remove
my
5
blood.
from your thing.
Yep.
And
Gotta get ready to get shot again.
yeah. Yes, you have been shot. Let's see. I love that. None of these.
I don't even really have to think hard for this fallout. This
No,
is
yeah,
just,
it's just
you
like
know,
you got
shot.
You got shot. Yeah, without seeking medical attention, this is only going to get worse. And we'll say that any actions you take from here on out, you will be rolling a D3 and adding stress on taking those actions because you're working against a gunshot wound. That was pretty significant.
yeah.
4 stress on a gunshot wound is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, like the shrapnel from the grenade, like things are
Yep,
not great
yep.
for Anders right now. Yeah, and you can act.
Okay, great. So it's time for option B. Just let me double check that I can do this now, because I think this is a oh golly, where are you? There we go. Okay, great. This one doesn't take 5 minutes for me to do. So, we will.
Do you guys hear any music on Roll20? I can't.
Yes.
I can hear the
Yes.
sound, like the wah.
Okay. I don't know why.
There's now like a little tambourine.
Yeah.
Okay. It's inaudible for me. So anyway, sorry, Tyler. Go on.
Great. So we're going to be using perfect cover again. So I'll be taking a D6 plus a D3 of stress.
Oh boy, this could kill you.
Jesus Christmas.
Everybody cross your fingers. All
right, do it then.
All right, so here's the D6, and
it's a
6. We'll get to that. Hold on.
And the D3.
Oh my God, Tyler.
Oh wait.
I feel like narratively it makes sense if you're trying to like force a shrapnel, like, okay, it's a 1. A shrapnel like blasted gunshot body into a new body. It does make sense to take a lot of fucking stress.
I'm gonna ask because we've done this in the past. Is there any way that I can split some of that to mind?
Yes, we'll say 3 and 3 on the 6, and then the 1 is definitely blood stress. So you are. Do you have any resistances on mind?
Yeah, I have 2 to mind.
Okay, so you take 1 mind stress and 4 blood stress.
Yeah, so it'll take me to 5 total.
All right, go ahead and roll Fallout.
Let's Fallout on this.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, it's a 2. You're taking more Fallout. At least it's still moderate.
The music is slowly rising, and it's in like, this is happening.
That's
all right. You know what? I'm not dead.
No, you're not dead.
Not dead yet.
Let's see. There's not really an appropriate one in here, so we're going to go with Yeah, well, like, but that's minor fallout. Bleeding is technically minor fallout.
Yeah.
You have not gotten rid of the shrapnel
No.
fallout, and we're going to add let's call it like staggered. And this is going to be like you essentially you can move like half of your normal speed. You can't like actions are going to be at difficulty 1. Let's also say actions at difficulty 1 for this kind of like you have put your body under such extreme that feel
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. No, that checks. That checks. So, if I may, unless they're gonna riddle me with bullets as this is happening, I was going to pull out my trump card. I have Dracul is now out. And you know, Andrews is gonna look at Dracul with a very knowing look and just he looks like shit. I don't know where he was shot, but we might be bleeding internally now. Who knows?
Probably.
Probably, so we spit out a good spittoon of blood.
Don't kill Dracul though.
Oh no. And is help the our primary caretaker. Is that something that I would have to see that Dracul would take bond stress for, or would he just do the survival thing?
Yeah, I mean he'd be extremely motivated because like if
Yeah.
he wants to survive, right, which we theory Dracul wants to survive to help you. So that's kind of your command or whatever to him, or like your
Basically, yeah.
okay. And when this happens, you essentially just kind of like he just appears, right?
Yes.
Just out of you, just kind of a drow high elf thing just appears. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. I'm going to roll some.
Please do.
Oh, I set in my head like I have to see at least 2 die higher than 7s on this and I rolled a 7, a 9, and a 10. You are
Nice.
the luckiest
All
person.
attacks.
Yeah, all attacks. No, no, I don't roll like against you. You always roll
Yeah.
resist is the way that
Right.
which Sam should be a reassuring thing to remember considering you chose the resist skill. Is that you always roll resist when I take actions. Yeah, these were more just kind of like luck, like how did the guards respond? I just kind of wanted to like get a up down kind of feel for it. And yeah, I was gonna say like it has to show at least 2 7s to be in your favor, and it was not only 2 7s but including a critical success. So that was pretty damn lucky. What does Dracul do?
So Dracul is going to do 2 things. One, he is going to reach for Anders's blade and pull out his winter sword, and
Right,
he is
yes.
going to point that at the solar guards and just very calmly, do you have any fucking idea what you have done? How long I have fucking worked to get in with his fucking people. Do you want him to die and lose all of the work that we have put in to dismantling the fucking ministry?
Yeah, roll deceive.
Yeah.
I think take a deceive in high society, and you could take a mastery die on this because
Great.
this is you have just appeared out of nowhere. You have a winter sword. They are the solar guard. The winter sword is a very significant weapon to them.
Yep. So let's hope That's an
That's an
8.
8, a full success. um, as you say this, they kind of like step back and stand down. Another guard comes running towards the group, and like skids to a halt and sees what's happening. It's like somebody, there's been a murder at the Morning Sun or whatever we called it estate. The what's Alan's last name? Morning Snows
Thanks, no.
estate. And they look at you, and the commander of the guard is like, you go, and like sends like a group of like half or a little more than half, honestly, because he's now seeing you at Dracul as the
Right.
authority here, and
Mhm.
seeing that like fight is not what you're after. He sends the majority of his group out to where Din is, and that's the Solar Guard, who is eventually going to show up to try to arrest Din. And in the meantime, Anders is still pretty bloodied, and so yeah.
So I'm good at Dracul. He is under a trance for now. What? Which one of you who trained as medic?
uh one of the people kind of steps forward, and it's like definitely like the smallest of the group, and it's like the rookie, you know.
You
And they're
dress
like,
his fucking wounds now.
okay, okay. And they come over, and yeah, you can take 3 blood stress off as they
Great.
successfully dress your wounds, and kind of patch you up a little, and they do kind of whisper like, sorry, and they back away.
Great. Great. So that'll put me at 1 blood stress and 2 stress total for Anders. We are hanging in there.
Fly a thread.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay. Um. Yeah. And what's the guard is kind of like, uh uh or my apologies. This is the commander. Um. We You have to understand, he murdered 2 Elfir in the streets of Amaranth.
Yes. Do you know what they are?
Ah,
They work with the fucking ministry.
there is a like hush, and then 2 of the guards behind the commander just like immediately start like, I can't believe, like like whispering to each other, and the commander like gestures very sharply to stop them. The guy that you originally met, the person that you originally met who was going to sell Anders out,
Mhm.
is still there, and is just like, just kind of comes over and is like, so that mean that I can't get the reward for the turning in the bishop because I thought that he was still being hunted.
Um, so if I have a silver resistance, like a stress slot, if I use that, do I have to roll Fallout, or would that be?
Dracul doesn't have Anders's
Oh,
money,
you're
does he?
right.
So,
No, he wouldn't. You're right. Yep, that would be Andrew's money. Um, what is your name? I will
God, of course I don't have a.
alert.
Let me look. Let me decide. Um, uh, I don't know. Why am I so bad at names, you guys? I should just have a list. I used to. This will be
Timmy.
not Timmy.
Damn.
My name is Rowan.
Well, Rowan, um, since you almost derailed an years long infiltration, I think you would owe us money. But seeing as I am in a very forgiving mood, um, you will let me see your face, and then you may go.
Um, the Solar Guard like turn around. This is almost like a ritualistic thing for like,
Yep.
you will let me see your face, right? The solar guard just like acknowledges this as like a thing, a punishment, a humiliation type thing, turns their back to to what's happening here. And this Rowan, trembling, reveals their face to you. And it's a let's see. I suppose this would be someone that Anders recognizes.
Mhm.
So someone from your military days, someone who had, someone who was just in one of the battalions, worked a lot with, but was not in like Anders's inner circle or anything like that, and
Mhm.
would therefore have enough of a beat on the bishop to recognize, especially if he was keeping an eye out for you, right?
Yep.
Because he had seen, whereas you saw a million of those type of people a day. You
Yep.
saw like 100 Rowans a day. You stood out a little bit more to him, and so uh, now that you see his face and know his name, you have a few memories, days in the trenches with this person. And he was always kind of a cowardly type, you know. Um, and I think Anders would easily recall a couple different times that he was not impressed by Rowan. But again,
Sure.
there were a lot of drow who didn't impress you on the front lines, you know. Anders was a
Right.
tough critic, so.
And then before they go, the Solar Guard's backs are all still turned. Great.
Yes, yeah.
So Dracul is just gonna just grab Rowan, just kind of cup his face. Um, when you need to learn to pick your battles. Uh, you're never very strong-willed in the military, from what I remember. Um, you should not make such a scene. Next time you might die. Go live a quiet life.
I love Ava's suggestion to bite his ear off. um, yeah, and Rowan flees at this point. You
Great.
have, yes, thoroughly intimidated in two different forms. And now the commander and the rest of the remaining Solar Guard who have shown up here, they turn around and they look at you and they're like, is there are there others that we can help you hunt down? The ministry cannot be allowed to infiltrate the ranks of the High Elves. We must work on this immediately. If you could come back to us with us to the Basilica, we can immediately begin our report.
Well, I have one. Time is very much of the essence because they have gotten quite sloppy in their pursuit. Um, they've been killing Elfir and Drow alike, and it is probably best that you start to look into them. Their name is Juwasha.
Rhyme cracks beneath it.
Right? Yes, rhymes cracks beneath.
Okay, let's see here.
And just and the final kind of thing is they are dabbling with the demons.
Uh we're going to put stress on the bond, but
Yeah,
Dracul is
sure.
going to have to roll here.
Okay.
So this is, I think, a deceive roll because the heart of the lie is
Okay.
that Juasha is working with the ministry, which is not true.
Yes.
And roll deceive and high society or
Okay.
religion because you are specifically attempting to influence a religious organization. Um,
I can take high society though.
yes.
Great. Okay. And then is there difficulty or anything here?
No, I don't. Dracul is too imposing a figure with the sword. I think the sword
Sure.
negates what the difficulty would have been set at. But this is attempting to influence like a temporary bond, essentially, that's been
Yes.
established
Yep.
between Dracul and the Solar Guard,
Ah.
and force them into action on your behalf. So it will
Mhm.
follow bond rules of action there.
Sure. Okay. Cool. So that's gonna be 3d10. That's an 8.
An 8. I believe an 8 is still a full success. You've gotten a lot of those. I've said that phrase a lot. So congratulations on that one. No stress on the bond. And they are convinced of this untruth. And I think the fact that you mentioned the demons really lends it some power because
Mm-hmm.
there's kind of a pause and the commander kind of nods and well, we've kept tabs on recently stranger goings on around Lady Rhymecrack's beneath date. And what you're saying, it makes too much sense. We need to report this immediately. Uh, and he then sends the rookie and one of his, like a lieutenant, off to the basilica to start writing a report, and bows to you and says, "Now it appears that there was another murder is and then the last of his crew is kind of set to helping clean up the mess that has been made in Amaranth, and he sets off to join his Solar Guard who have made their way towards where Din is, and leaving or could leave at this point Dracul and Anders, with the two with the last of the crew who are cleaning together, um, cleaning up the mess of the dead Elfir.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. So with that, Dracul is just gonna kind of grab Anders. Anders at this point is very like catatonic, acting catatonic. And you said the commander's still there.
The commander started like excused himself to head towards
Oh, sure.
Morning Sun.
Great. Well, that.
Morning snow.
mm,
There we go, Morning Snow's house.
So there's no more guards around us.
Just the ones cleaning up the mess. There are still, I'd say, like two who are kind of picking up the bodies, moving them off to the side of the road, taking note.
Great. So did they end up killing the other Elfir when I said that they worked with the Ministry, or are they still alive?
No, that one is still alive. And as they're dragging them off, they discover this because they were passed out on the
Yeah.
ground, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit, he's still alive! Oh fuck!" And then they're like, "I guess we need to take him in for questioning." And the rookie, I believe the rookie was sent, so there's no field medic left. So they're like, "Hope he doesn't die on the way," and they just kind of pick him up to start hauling him off towards to the basilica, where they're going to theoretically question him about his connection to the Ministry.
Oh, great. He'll be just iron willed. He won't give up any information. Um, great. Well then, yeah. Great. Well, I'm assuming that the bloodbath up ahead, maybe was my
Yeah, I mean, like,
friend.
yeah, you definitely heard about the chaos. You saw the guards running off.
Yeah.
There was yelling that, like, you were a little focused at the time, but like things have not
Mhm.
settled down. You think you see a flock of birds suddenly appear, and so
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna get out of where I've been with Anders. Like we're gonna go and like be as tangential to the problem, I guess, as we can be, without drawing too much attention, to kind of at least see what has happened. Or, I mean, if it's way too hot, like they're all gonna be standing around the place, then I guess we
um
just
also just
bulk.
to
I don't know.
another like cleanup of the fallout, we'll say we'll downgrade your shrapnel fallout to just bleeding, so you'll take um so like the patching up the did not fully fix that.
Sure.
Right. You still you got a rookie field medic kind of patching you up. Like you relieve 3 stress and will downgrade that fallout to bleeding. But you're still going to be taking stress from the wounds that you have.
Is it a flat 1 stress then?
Flat 1
with
stress, and
bleeding?
you don't roll fallout on it. It's just every time you do something that would, in theory, make the bleeding worse or whatever, you just take the stress. And then it accumulates over time, and then you roll with fallout. And so you'll have that, and then the staggered that we did with after the second fallout was everything was at difficulty 1. So we'll say that physical actions, like if you want to run, if you want to climb, if you want to do something athletic, that will still be at difficulty 1, but other things will downgrade that as well, because
Sure.
medical attention is one of the things you need to kind of relieve those kinds of fallouts. So with additional medical attention, you can fully relieve it, or just healing over time.
Great. And then just one last question. So have I eliminated an enemy of the ministry, have had another character follow my orders even when they'd rather not, or gain an advantage posing as someone I'm not?
Well, Rowan definitely followed your orders, even though he definitely wouldn't have liked to. And you did pose and gain an advantage, so you can take a D3 from Rowan and a D6 from gaining an advantage.
Great.
If only Rauka had had this kind of luck.
I know.
Oh my god. I really thought Anders was gonna die. I'm sorry, but like I was like, oh my god, what are you going to do?
I had option 1 and option 2 R/R space D3. I have to tell myself that every time I do this. 2 there, and then a 5. Wow, I might actually be at 0. Yeah, I had an option 1, which was the sliver implant thing, and then option 2 was bring out Dracul and hope he could bring it on home. So
Was this in your flow chart?
this wasn't the flow chart. I'm very surprised this all went according to plan. Really glad the solar guard came, because that was
the solar guard. Yeah, that was I wanted to involve them because I thought it would be very cool to have them like come and get you and then go and get Din. I liked the narrative of that, and it did end up working in your favor, which I didn't even consider, because Dracul having that winter sword is huge for them. So okay, yes, so yeah, let's see, what did we say was going to happen after that? We were going to go to Din, or we were going to go down Spire?
I think you'd
It was
said that we were
Din
going to go
and
to
then
me
down
next.
Spire. Oh yeah.
I think, Eric, actually you were at the end of the list. We needed to resolve some things for other
before
folks
everything blows up.
Before everything blows up. So unfortunately, I don't think I think I pretty intentionally left you to be later in the order. We're all split to
Yeah, go to Din first. I'm still eating dinner.
okay. Yeah, so Din, you've backflipped out the window. The Solar Guard are going to still be pursuing you. And around, like, you kind of glance around, get the lay of the land, and you see down the street one direction, a Solar Guard captain kind of jogging his way over, and behind him an Elfir, who I don't know how close would Din look, because that would be Dracul, and you would probably recognize him as Dracul, but that is also the direction of this Solar Guard captain.
I think that, man, what is my attitude toward Dracul, considering all the things? I would imagine that Din is just so like, I need to get out of here. I would quickly put on the citizen's mask. You need to become one of the crowd, gain the sneak skill. When you wear your citizen's mask, you roll with mastery when you're attempting to pass yourself off as someone unimportant or beneath the attention of your target. And I think that oh man, this is a risk, but I do need help. I would, put on the citizen's mask and kind of try to like do a hop into the bushes and then back out from a different area and make it seem like I was coming from somewhere else. And kind of, you know, jog toward Cool and the Solar Basilica Guard
Okay.
captain.
To pull this
And
off, you are going to have
yeah,
to roll sneak and high society at difficulty 1 because there are people actively watching you and trying to find. But you do have the birds inside distracting
mhm.
people. So
Uh, can Anders give mastery by like if they recognize Din by like causing a distraction? Like I don't know, like fucking tripping in the opposite direction, like oh
yeah,
shit, oh I'm still injured, kind of thing. I
yeah,
don't know.
yes, that would absolutely help. If you are trying to specifically distract the guard so that he does that the guard captain so that he does not see Din sneaking. I think that is absolutely a useful
Yeah,
mechanic here.
great.
So
Then
yeah,
I would love to do that.
great. So Din, you roll sneak high society, and Anders has granted you a mastery die.
So how many is that?
You have your base D10. Do you have sneak? You have
Yes.
high society.
Yes.
Then it's and you have the mastery, so it's 4.
Mastery. Okay, so the mastery just gives 1 extra.
Correct.
Okay.
9 at difficulty 1 is an 8, which is a full success. Y'all are rolling so lucky tonight. Congratulations. Yeah, somehow you do manage to just alley oop into the bushes. Whoop, freaking with the okey doke, and come out the other side. And you approach from the side now wearing a different mask. All the same clothes? I
I mean, I apparently have 2 sets of nice clothing. So could I say that when I rolled into the bushes, I did a quick change and put
um
on my other nice
She
clothes?
told her her tearaway pants, and
yeah,
underneath
Tearaway
had
pants, exactly.
um I think that you can do 2 things. One of 2 things. You can either roll again to see if you can successfully change your clothes without being noticed, without taking too much time, etc. Or you can take a suboptimal change. You manage to wrap a scarf or, something that makes you look a little different but is not a full like change of clothes that would very easily be seen through if somebody were like looking for someone who easily adopted some guys.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do the suboptimal change. I'm not gonna take
Okay.
any of those big risks right now.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you managed to like, take off your bloodied outer coat, stuff it in your thing, pull out a scarf, wrap it around your face, your neck, and come out the other side looking a little different than you did before, and with a different mask on your face. And you kind of emerge from the side as if you were coming out from like a servant's entrance or something more like that. Um, yeah, and you are now kind of on level with where the guard captain and Anders and Dracul are.
Okay. Oh, oh, thank God. There's been a murder, and uh, I, yeah, I was right there. Oh God. It was. I don't know what happened. I
A
was doing a
little
delivery.
little drow. Thank you. We have already been told about this. It has been a long day. Do you know where the sky whales are?
Oh, yes. Yes. Master
Good.
Elfier. Yes, of course.
You will take me to the sky
My
whale
voice.
and guide me to where I wish to go.
Of course.
All right. We're going to get one more chance for the guards to know who you are. The guards inside are they saw you flip out a window. They're coming out to see if they can see where you went. So let's see. Let's have I guess actually let's have Sam, Ava, and Rachel. Will all of you roll me a D10 luck roll? Um, so we're
Oh
gonna
my
have.
gosh. My
All right.
guard
The
is
They're not
called
first.
the lucky one.
Samantha.
Oh, Sam rolls
My
a
guard is called
10.
Samantha.
That's
Wow.
that's not a D10. That's a D12.
Yep, here's your
I'm
unlucky
really good
rolls.
at this.
Oh,
Well,
I
That's a
rolled
Sam
it.
has
Oh,
D12.
good. I
D12
rolled a
luck.
d10.
I'm sorry for using a good
So
roll.
Okay.
it's a D10.
Ava and I
So,
are the good luck
Can
ones.
it negate
uh,
it?
Sam
You
rolled
know,
a
this is
10.
the
Rachel rolled a 3,
potential.
and Ava rolled a 1. So critical success and a critical fail and a low roll. So here's what we'll say.
Oh my
Okay,
god, a
wait.
plane.
Just if it makes any difference, one of my things, because I know that Dracul isn't a real high elf, or maybe he is because the way that the covers work. But I do have a thing like an ability that's you spent years bowing and scraping at the feet of the high elves when interacting with an elfier. Roll with mastery on social checks. So even though I know them and that's what it is, I'm just saying that exists.
It does say that I am an Elfir as Dracul. So I don't know if that helps, but
I
yeah,
think
that
that
would.
the point of Din's ability though is to roll with
Deceive and stuff.
mastery if trying to make Dracul do something because she knows
Right.
all the right, not to just like because she's in Dracul's presence, she gets a mastery die.
But I also roll with mastery when I'm attempting to pass myself off as someone unimportant or beneath the attention of my target, which I am.
Okay, roll resist and you can take a mastery because the 10 granted you this. There was a significant delay before the guards inside managed to get outside. Well, let's have you roll pursue instead of resist, and you can roll with mastery on this. Um, the 3 and the 1 were to see through the disguise and how quickly they would react to kind of like responding. So the fact that you have some distance is really important here. And with with a good pursue roll, you could be around the corner and it may not matter that they can see through you guys.
Okay, hold on a second here. I don't think we have this.
So it'll be pursue in high society and with mastery. So
Okay, I think that's 3.
yeah, you get your base D10, you get the mastery die, and then if you have pursue, you would get 1. If you have high society, you
Yeah. I do have high society, but not pursue.
okay. An 8. Um, y'all are just resisting so much stress. Yeah, you manage to kind of like get around a corner before a guard kind of peeks their head around, and the guard does see you and is like, "Hey, I think that's." And the captain actually is like, don't bother them, please. It's been long enough with that. You don't understand what's been going on." And the fallout of the solar guard hunting you is not gone. That is a fixture of Din's life now, but you are currently um safe and escaping with Anders and Dracul. That is where we're going to take our break. When we come back, we will get Alvi and Chu in the action, and then finally, what you've all been waiting for, get around and see what's going down with Edic and the fourth sister. So we'll be back in 10 minutes, 8, 10, 10, 10, 11. Give it one for the pot. And we'll see you then. Bye, friends. Hey everybody, we're back.
Hey everyone. Have you heard of Wordle?
Yeah, if you want to talk about Wordle, you can do it in the Twitch chat when you're not actively playing a game.
Also on the subject of cryptids, there's an Australian cryptid called the Yowie, which is funny.
Is it out of our system? Can we start the game?
I'm here. I'm not. Don't kill me, at least. I didn't do it.
With my pencil that I hate. I'm just kidding. I love. Okay. Hello, everybody. We're back. You can see about Wordle in the chat. We are going to pick up with Alvi, and Bev on their way to EO, and yes.
So question, because
Yes.
Rachel is really good at remembering things. Everybody knows this about her. What specifically is my goal? So I know that I'm going there with Bev. We want to get EO to contact Juwasha and tell her about the thing so that her daughter can come. She and her daughter, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's like a backstage pass type situation, contest winner for the daughter, so that Joshua will come to.
Okay, so we're trying to convince EO to be the one that contacts and says that.
Yes.
And for Alvy's knowledge, she knows that. Are we telling EO that it's a ploy that we're going to do to fucking kill?
You
not
know that EO
to kill Juwasha.
Yes, EO is motivated by disliking Juwasha because she believes, due to clever lies from one of the company of Anders, I don't know, Bertold, one of them, that no, Sten, I don't know, that
which
Anders
one?
proper,
Sorry.
that
I think it was Dracul.
No,
The
it
one
was
that was
Dracul. Yeah.
Dracul, yeah. That Juwasha, that Juwasha killed.
That was Dracul.
Not Crofer. What's the swan's name?
Chesley.
Callisto Brox.
Jim.
Callisto, her brother.
I knew it was a C.
We're getting tired. All right. Yeah. So that's
yeah. And so I'm
going
because she thinks that I am Dracul's servant or whatever.
Yes.
So this
and because Bev will not go by herself because Bev is scared that she will die.
That's fair and accurate. She might. Okay. Cool. I just wanted to make sure that I kind of had the things right. So.
Right. Yeah. So you are heading up Spire. Do you think Alvi would go? Well, Bev is certainly expecting to go via Skywhale. Well, no, you don't have to. It's just across the Silver Quarter, isn't it? You don't even have to go up Spire at all. So you're just walking along to EO's estate. Anything on the way?
So Bev, how's the planning going?
Well, I mean, you saw all the things. It's there's a lot to do.
I'm assuming you had more going on behind the scenes too.
Yeah, and Bev will just immediately launch into telling you all about it.
Okay, so Bev, here's the thing. I appreciate everything you're saying. I know I just asked you that question, but here's the thing. We're gonna go there. I'm a very honest person. I don't lie. However, in this instance, EO thinks that I am the servant of an Elfir named Dracul. Dracul is my friend. I'm not his servant.
You're friends with an Elfir?
Yes. It's complicated.
It must be.
I mean, listen. I'm also full of bees. There's a lot going on about me that you don't know.
What?
And I'll let a couple dribble out my nose.
She takes one healthy stuff back.
It's fine. They only attack when I tell them to.
Okay.
And I wouldn't, Bev. You seem lovely.
Okay.
No. So, just backing up. I want you to know that I am going to do my best to be honest about things, but also just assume that you're with me because you're with Chu and I'm with Dracul and we're planning this together. Yes?
Okay. Yes.
You don't even really have to say much. I can do most of the talking. I'm very good at talking with people. People like me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you say this, you come around the kind of last bend in the street to see EO's estate or house, right? They've got a nice house with some grounds where there's gardens and there's the pool and there's always a party. And since Callisto died, it's been a little different. There was the train tracks that had indicated the train cultists had been there doing a hit. And um, as you come around that last bend, you are immediately struck by the thought that something ahead is very wrong. Something is not right at the Rock's estate. And you, Bev doesn't really slow down or change pace, but you kind of, Alvi, you notice and as you kind of like peer, um, what's the reason you're noticing and Bev isn't is because you've been around Edik and Rauka enough that like demonic activity just sends a shiver down your spine when it's something visible or some other like cue
And
where
it's happening in the estate, like, or it's like surrounding it.
it's not necessarily actively happening. As you get a
Okay.
little closer, now Bev kind of stops and is like, "What happened here?"
I would be careful. Maybe stay near me. It's a good idea to stay near me. This I don't know, but just take a deep breath. There has been demonic activity here.
I'm gonna go home.
No, you're not. And I'll put my arm around her and be like, "Wait, it's great. We're fine." So here's the little tip. With me, you're always safe because I can just find a door into the Vermisian, and then you're safe in there because everybody knows the Vermisian is safe.
Oh my god,
As
I'm like Gandalf and Bev is like a little hobbit. He's just like, I don't want to be here.
Am I
This
like a
is the
crazy
best.
dwarf or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you approach the house now. You kind of get up to the estate. The gate, there's nobody at the gate. It's not locked. You can let yourself in, which is unusual. The last time you've been here, there have been shenanigans to have to get in. You either have to lie your way in or you have to sneak your way in. This time you just kind of walk your way in. Nobody comes to greet you, and instead, that kind of shiver down your spine changes to full kind of like holy shit as you see what looks like the wreckage of demonic incursion of some sort in front of you. Yeah, the party goers are nowhere to be found, but Alvi also doesn't want to look too close at what that might be over there because it could be remains that have been out to maybe rot. And I think maybe and Bev stops at the gates and is just like, no, no, nope. This is something very bad happened here.
So, Bev, look at me. Look me in the eyes.
Bev looks at you.
I'm going to tell you something very interesting that's going to help take your mind off of what's going around here right now, okay? Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Did you know that some people believe that the spire itself is the larval form or the dormant form of some kind of deity, and that said deity can be birthed or awoken given the correct impetus?
No, what?
Isn't that fascinating?
Is that what happened here?
No, it has nothing to do with this. It's all crazy. It's just thoughts. But now you can think about that. Maybe we're walking around on a big larval form that just hasn't been birthed yet.
I think.
So then this is really nothing.
Oh my god.
Because the greater picture is even more terrifying, possibly. Or, can I tell you one more thing? Some
If you
people
must.
believe that Spire is just a really big building.
That's a little less disturbing, I guess.
Yeah, so just pick which one seems most real to you.
And how will that help with? And she kind of points ahead to
Well, if you
where.
don't look at that and you
Oh,
just
so
think,
I can just maybe I'll not look at it and think about that from outside the
oh, but
gates.
no, it's fine. I need you to be with me because remember, if the going gets rough, we just go through a little doorway together. If we don't go through the doorway together, then you're on your own, and then who knows what will happen to you. Maybe that, but that won't happen to you. So stay
God.
with me.
Okay, it seems like she's probably going to stick behind you now because the doorway is promising. Yeah, and
So looking around, I mean, I know I can't perception check, but like, so I don't see anybody, but I see that there is like just evidence of shit went down, but nobody's like walking around. Nobody is
yeah,
like,
so the description of the incursion from Edic and Din that occurred up in New Heaven matches to a small scale what's happened. To some degree, like, the building looks like it has just been affected by like wonky physics and then frozen that way.
Okay.
And the
does
the
it feel
glass
safe for me to walk in? Like it doesn't feel like if I walk, like there things are like
there's no
shimmering. Like if I
nothing is actively shimmering. There's no sounds of screams of horror or anything like that. So to the best of your knowledge, probably it's safe to traverse here. But it's really
Cool.
hard to say. And for like up Spire, people avoided the area, which is one of the reasons Edic and Din got to go in and investigate, is because most people were giving it a wide fucking berth because it's, scary.
I kind of want to do a thing before we go
thing.
in. Would this, like, if I did something now, would going inside, like, so it says for the next situation. So does that mean I would have had to do it before the previous situation,
No,
or
we'll
like?
say like you're about to
Okay.
walk into a demonic
So I
incursion
think
zone.
I'd like to roll. I have a thing called Thorned Tongue that I haven't really had a chance to use, and I want to be prepared for whatever I find in there. If that I can ask questions, and that if they lie to me, it will hurt them.
Okay.
So I have to roll a cult.
Okay, go for
Or
it.
compel plus a cult.
Okay.
And it basically says on a success, I can punish people for lying to me. So if somebody lies to me, not through omission, but actively presents a falsehood, they mark D3 stress and searing pain shoots through their body and stabs behind their eyes.
Okay.
They know that it's me that's doing it too.
Okay.
So compel plus a cult. I have compel and a cult.
Okay.
So there should be 3 die.
3d10, yeah.
And Bev's totally helping me, right?
I don't think Bev can help you cast a spell. The 9.
Whew.
Full success. Yeah,
Okay.
so you have this kind of ability active now.
Just wanted to be ready. I don't trust EO as far as I can throw her, so okay, so is there like a door I can walk up to, or?
Yeah. It's kind of the wood does not seem to have been affected, but the door frame around it was. So the wood is all splintered and busting out, not because so it was affected. Let me rephrase. It wasn't the demonic incursion that busted the door. It was the
Okay.
fact that the frame was suddenly not fitting the door, and you
Sure.
can kind of tell. But yeah, you can kind of easily remove the debris and
Well,
step
I'm going to
in.
turn to Bev, and I'm going to say, don't worry. I've cast a spell so that if anybody lies to me, it hurts them physically. So we can trust whatever people say.
Okay.
Bev, you would never. It's fine.
You asked me to say that you're the
Not to
servant.
me.
Yeah, cool.
You won't. You're fine, Bev. You're fine.
Okay.
I promise.
All right.
And I'm going to do that annoying thing that I'm going to knock on the door that's not really a door, and I'm going to say, knock, knock.
You do hear movement behind the door.
Anyone alive in there? EO?
There's another kind of shuffling of movement, and the door kind of busts a little bit, to like you have to like kind of jump back a bit. And standing on the other side of it is Theron. And they look at you, and they have, their gear like heavy, shaded from the sun, shaded from
I have
everything.
my hands up like this.
They're like, God damn it, Alvy, took you long enough. And they just,
What are you here? First of all, hello, it's lovely to see you. What are you doing here?
I saw you, and they pull out the crystal ball, and it is intact. Um,
So I won't ask questions about things I'm not supposed to ask questions about. So let me know if I'm asking a question I'm not supposed to ask, but I'll ask this question. You can answer it, right?
Oh God. Okay. I'm here because you're here, and this happened.
Were you here before this happened, or did you just
Yeah,
come recently?
I was waiting for you. Get in.
Oh, Bev, this is fine. This is fine. They're my friend.
Yeah, and they kind of stand back so that you can enter the area.
This is Bev. She works for Chew.
Hi, Bev.
Bev, this is Saren.
Saren gives you a look and kind of like squints a little and is like, she seems deceptively normal. What's her deal?
Oh, she is extremely so. So you know how Chew is a performer?
Yeah, yep.
She's her manager, so she puts on the shows for her. And
So
helps her do that.
just a person.
Yes. Bev,
Cool.
I'm going to look you in the eyes. You are just a normal person, correct?
Yes.
See, no pain. She's not lying.
Saren accepts this because illogical things make perfect sense to Saren. And they kind of you step in, and you may recall the last time you were here, the house was just covered in flowers for
Right, it's
Callisto's
Callisto.
memorial kind of thing.
Derek Bergman, I think Matt named him. In the
I'm
chat.
sure it's likely that Derek was involved. that Derek.
Derek
And
Bergman.
yeah, there's just there's flowers everywhere, and but this time the flowers are still there, but they are all wilted, rotted. The vases have dried up, the stems have.
It doesn't smell as nice this time.
It does not smell nice. It smells like rotting, dried out flowers. And around the area is just a bloodbath of demonic incursion aftermath. And Saren is kind of stepping around things, poking at things, consulting the crystal ball, going back to their investigation.
So Saren, I'm sorry. Again, were you here before the incursion or after?
Not before the incursion, no.
Okay, so you didn't see what happened.
No, but I'm trying to determine what happened.
It's probably Juwasha. I'm guessing she got mad.
Who is Juwasha?
So she's the one. And I'm going to look around and be like, we're alone here, right?
Ironically, the name Juwasha did come to you from Saren looking in their crystal ball.
Don't you remember that you told me her name?
No.
You will tell me her name, but you've already told me her name.
Okay. That
now we're at a
tracks.
point where both of us have had. It's fine. Anyway, she's a high elf, but she's involved with demon things, and she was the one wanting to live forever and controlling the swan.
That does explain why people. I saw this. Do you the one who likes demons? What's that one?
Oh, Edic.
I saw
he
something.
more than likes them, I hear.
Oh, interesting. I don't want to know about that.
Neither did I.
That does explain why. I guess I think. Yeah.
Wait, did you see Edic?
Yes.
You saw him standing here in Eo's house.
No.
Wait, we just saw Edic. We passed him in the Silver Quarter. He's at Choose. What?
Well, that's good because whatever Edic is doing is bad. I think
that doesn't surprise me.
There was some sort of demon stuck between like a portal.
Do I know what Edic was going to do? Did he share that with us?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Sam,
you're muted.
You all know that I was going to summon the demon to steal the Eidolon from Juwasha.
But we don't know what
she kissed it.
Okay. So, well, not that I work with demons or get involved in all of that business, but he was going to summon a demon into an Eidolon to do something against.
Yeah, that's
the one
kind of
Juwasha had.
So okay. Here's what I saw. Okay, I saw this person here. And they were a drow. Then Saren says this very doubtfully, as if gender has ceased to mean anything to them.
Fair.
Could
Could you describe them at all?
Has Alvi, this is going to get very meta very fast because I don't know how else to say this because I don't have a good description of this character.
Yeah.
Has Alvi ever seen the Mistress?
I don't.
Yes, you were there when Rauka.
We were there when we were confronted.
Yes.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
around the
So
corner and stuff.
Saren
Okay.
vaguely describes someone that you think could absolutely.
But
be the
I don't know
Mistress.
that she's the one that fucked up Rauka and stuff like that, unless Rauka
Right.
told me.
Well, yeah, I guess that's possible.
Rauka does live in my lab.
Yes,
So.
and well, regardless, you know that she's involved in this shit and probably in Rauka's disappearance.
Oh, she's literally the worst scum of Spire that exists, and I would be
Well,
happier if she were dead.
Great, because this is her doing. I don't know why she did it. I just saw that there was another drow woman, just crazy cheekbones. That's Io. You know
That's
the
Io.
crazy cheekbones is Io.
Right.
There was some sort of confrontation, and then there was a demonic
Wait.
incursion,
Oh.
and then I saw the same person, the first drow woman. This is
Yes,
making my head
the
hurt.
Mistress.
The Mistress. Why
Mhm.
do you call her that?
She calls herself that, and I don't know her actual name. I could just call her Susan. Let's call her Susan. It sounds more fitting for her
Susan.
nature.
Susan. Then I saw in the vision with Edic.
She
I
was
don't
with
know.
Epic.
No, there was like.
Do you know
there
if this
were-
was a current vision, a past vision, or a future vision?
This was a
That's
current
fair.
vision. Well, this was a future vision.
WandaVision.
WandaVision. This hadn't happened yet, but now it's happened. So I mean, if your friend is gonna summon demons and this Mistress Susan summons demons, maybe I don't know.
What happened to the cheekboned one?
Oh, points
This is
to
her
a
house.
pile of viscera.
Oh no, she was the one I was coming to give a job to.
Bev whimpers.
Well, Bev, we're in a bit of a pickle now.
I'm so sorry, Beth.
So, Bev, here's the situation. In case you weren't following, that pile is who we came to talk to. So we don't have our
Can
connection
we
to
open the
Juwasha
door now,
anymore.
please? Can we open the door? She's like
Open
staring
what
at the
door?
ceiling. The door that gets us out of here that you promised me. This counts
Oh!
as bad, right? This counts as bad enough.
Sarah, did you need to, well, if you go in there without me, it will be bad for you. So you want me to go
So-
with you?
Can I just go? I think I'm just gonna.
You know, Bev, I feel like that's fair. Do you feel
Okay.
comfortable going on your own?
I need to leave. I don't know. I'm so uncomfortable now that there's no level of comfort.
Do you want to take a splinter of the door as a weapon just in case?
Yes, I will do that. And she just like starts to leave, grabs a post from the door and like.
Just tell Chew we haven't finished our mission yet.
Oh, okay.
There's been a little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah, and she's gone. For reasons, we are going to cut now to Edic, leaving Alvi
Reasons,
and
Reasons?
Saren. Alvi and Saren in a house
Edic,
with some
don't kill
viscera
me.
and rotting flowers.
I mean, it's
All
a perfect
right.
date for us. So.
Last we left Edic, he was.
Someone's
Ava,
crunching very
Your
loudly.
chewing is very loud. I'm sorry.
No.
I guess Sam just said someone. I called you straight out. Sorry. It's just like you were eating that giant carrot that you're hugging. That's all. I'm sorry, Ava.
I have a vitamin powder that I put on the ice and then I munch it.
So, Edic has just finished creating a greater Eidolon for the fourth sister, into which she began to fill her power as demons do when Eidolons that resonate with them exist. And at the same time, a rift in reality was opened, showing Juwasha with a similar, though slightly different, Eidolon, in which the
Not
fourth
as pretty.
sister. not as cool, in which the fourth, but much older. The fourth sister still exists as well. Let's see here. We're going to have the very first thing that happens is going to be a resist roll from Edic, and from Asha.
Is this just a straight up resist?
This is resist. You have mastery in it because it's what you took your knack mastery in, so you can roll
Mhm.
2.
Oh, so this doesn't get a domain, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We have done resist rolls without domains from the get-go.
All right. Well, that's a 7.
A 7. So on a 7, go ahead and mark 1 stress to mine.
All right. I have a resist, so
Okay.
no stress.
And Joasha rolled a 10. Just so you know. I may or may not tell you all of Joasha's rolls, but since I rolled it over the table, I thought I'd tell the audience as well that Joasha rolled a 10. And yeah, what does Edic do in the immediate wake of seeing this rift open?
So, I mean, in like how I have been spending the last few hours sort of envisioning what is going to happen right now, I kind of think it's probably all sort of happening like in bullet time, right?
Yes.
Because Edic has absolutely summoned plenty of demons before in his time, though he's not necessarily needed to always summon a new one, considering Byron. But he has summoned Maeve before, and obviously this is not this is not the
This is
norm.
not what happened.
Yeah, and so I think because he knows who this other person is, I think Edic probably in those moments has an understanding of what has just happened, not that he knows the consequences. And so I think his bullet time reaction is to do the following. And I know, Elise, that there's been times where we've kind of played it fast and loose with what the heck does one do with a beseech the demon kind of situation. But I'm taking this one directly out of the text for the
Okay.
labyrinthine. So what Edic is going to do is he is going to yank off the Penrose triangle and chuck it right through this rift. And in his head, he's going to say to Byron, consume.
Okay.
And here's the text. It is said that the labyrinthine is a place unto itself, perhaps all places, and amongst the worst of the curses that it can inflict is to trap a luckless soul within itself for eternity, forcing them into an endless prison. This is a common end for magi who believe wrongly they have the measure of the demon. I am going to beseech demon and plead with Byron to entrap the soul of Joasha.
Okay. Very cool. What do you roll for beseech?
Occult plus compel.
Okay. Go ahead and roll occult plus compel. You do get your knack for occult.
And so that is 4d10. Okay, I needed a success. I got 1s and 3 5s. So we are absolutely using my that didn't really happen. And I am Zawarudoing and trying again, rolling another 4d10. I need a success here, fucking dice. Come on,
does
we had
that
so many
happen-
successes today. I
Just
already
re-roll?
rolled a 10.
Yeah,
Or
it's
does it-
different than mine, which
Okay.
is I redo a whole thing. I
Okay.
have to do a different
That's
action.
That's
He
what I
gets
was
to
thinking of.
re-roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes. Go for it.
Yeah. Oh my god. A
It's still
success? A
it's
six is a
it's
success, right?
it is.
A
Yeah.
6 is a
I
success.
I really
Success at a
enjoyed
cost.
Sam. Just the a 6 is a 6. A 6 is that. Yeah.
Yes, a 6
Yeah,
Just so much.
is
if
a
that
success.
failed, I think like a fucking minor incursion would have occurred. So like,
Yeah, well,
thank God.
hold on, Elise. Are you able to tell me if this is at difficulty?
I would tell you before you rolled. I have always told you before you rolled. I wouldn't
Okay.
make you be like, I got it, and then you didn't, because I'm like, surprise, it's at difficulty 1. Um, at least I hope I've always told you. And if I've ever done that to you, I'm sorry if I've swept the rug out from under your feet like that in the past. But no, this is the beseeching is not at difficulty. It maybe should be, but you and Byron work in sync a lot. And I think that this gains you. However, the actual act of tossing Byron's pendant the through this rift is going to have consequences as well, that will complicate the outcome of the beseeching. So yes, you do successfully set Byron kind of on this path. The bond between you and Byron is going to take stress because it was a 6. So that means it's a success that you take stress. So let's roll. I mean, this is a. Let's roll a d3 on this. I think Byron is motivated in a lot of ways to consume person.
A 1.
1, nice. So yeah, so your bond with Byron takes 1 stress. The pendant flung into the rift. It like it almost enters a stasis in the center between, like in the exact place where this kind of rift occurs. There's kind of this like stasis-y motion to it. It's kind of stops in midair and is hanging there. Juwasha sees you do this. She hears what you're saying, and you see her look over her shoulder and she yells, Arhana, which you have heard this name multiple times. And the mistress appears at her shoulder. And the
I
You mean
didn't I
Susan?
didn't say aloud consume. I specifically said I said it in my head to Byron.
Yeah, okay. Well, then she doesn't hear, but you can hear her is
Okay.
my point. It's not about like whether or not she heard your specific command. It's
Okay.
about the fact that you can hear through um this rift. So you hear her yell the name Arhana, and the mistress does appear at her shoulder. And you hear her. She kind of her response is to like point to you and like say like bring him to me. And Arhana immediately like you see the same look in her eyes as she looks at you through this rift that she saw when she saw you through the glass library when that spell reversed. And she saw you, and she turns around and disappears out of the frame of what you can see. And let's you and Juasha will both roll resist again. 2d10.
So did my success not happen yet?
It is this the pendant is in state the rift is in some way interfering with Byron's ability to get to Juasha.
Okay. So
So
I'm
you
rolling
have
another
successfully
resist.
beseeched him, and the effect will eventually take place. It's another 10 from
God.
Juasha.
No. Fuck me.
2 from Edic. So that's going to be 3 stress mark to mind.
Okay, well, I'm at a staggering 1 stress.
That's okay. That's good. That could be and you feel in Juasha's like powerful resistance of whatever this kind of arcane or occult blowback. You feel her desire, her desperate desire, her angry desire to keep this rift open as long as she fucking can. Because as long as she has this rift open, she has a gateway to you in some way. You don't know if that helps her, if that helps Arhana, if it's just she's vengeful and she wants it, but you can tell that like she is extremely motivated to keep this link between you open. The fourth sister, meanwhile, um, there is a moment. So you see the image of the fourth sister that is kind of stuck in this place between the your two rings and Joash's two bracelets, um, shimmers and shifts. And at the same moment, Byron's pendant moves 3 inches forward. And you see it fall to the ground at Joash's feet. And the I need a luck roll from somebody. Let's have Ava roll it. Ava, roll me a d10.
Ooh, I'm great at these. Is high good or low good? I'll let you
High is
know.
good for Edic.
All right, here you go. There's a 10.
Yes!
That's good.
Oh
Yeah,
my
nice,
god!
Ava.
Well done, well done.
Let that save
Um,
you.
the Sam's over here sweating bullets. This in this moment, the fourth sister is vibrating in this rift, this space created between the four pendants or between the four rings. And you feel a fair amount of her power trickle into the Eidolon you've created. And you hear Juasha roar in anger as this occurs. And Juasha is going to beseech Demon, and try to force mate back into her Eidolon. Um, so let's see. How am I going to?
We're
I'm going to.
kamehamehaing each other, you
Yeah,
know.
basically. I'm going to roll privately on this one. I will not lie, but I want to not show you kind of like what Juasha rolled. Um, let me see here.
Did you roll it yet?
I
Or are you
have
rolling it?
rolled it.
Okay, can I ask what was there was a lot that just happened. What was the benefit of Ava's 10 luck roll?
Um, the Maeve has
Oh,
her
slipped
power
slightly into
is
my
yes.
eidolon, yeah.
Um,
She stubbed
you
her toe.
see, you see Juasha yell for Maeve to stay, to resume her place in her proper Eidolon. At the same time, or immediately following this, you feel the power flood even further into your Eidolon. And Juasha staggers back, and her grip on keeping this rift open is slipping. And from underneath her, you see Byron's form raise up, and it is not Byron as he exists in your house. This is a demon in its nonsensical, cannot look straight at it form. And he comes at Juasha. You see like a maw of some kind. It's not a creature you have ever seen that you can compare it to. There is no comparison. But it would be appropriate to call this a maw. Come at Juasha, and you the moment where Byron makes contact with her, um, two things happen. First, you see Byron swell in power. Um, Clearly something is going on. Juasha kind of goes limp, almost catatonic. And then Maeve fully floods through into your Eidolon, and the the rift disappears, and you hear Maeve, whose voice you are familiar with. You've talked to her before, just cackling with delight. Alvi, Theron stops in the middle of talking to you, of explaining something about their vision, and their eyes go fully white, just like their eyes roll back in their head.
Have I seen this before?
I don't think
No.
so. I don't think that this happened last time. And the crystal ball hovers on its own between the two of you. And you see again the vision of Spire, the Spire just exploding and the upper third of it just completely falling away into an abyss. Chew, as you're bathing, taking a nice bath in your
I pulled out like the nice bath bomb
yeah,
too, like
you've got
barrel-aged bath bomb,
yes.
like
You're
hidden in
reviewing
the
some documents
floorboards.
leisurely, you're taking a
Yeah.
nice sip of wine. Piss the Destroyer hops up onto your bathtub, and from Piss's anus comes a message from
Yeah.
Molly Duvall.
Oh my
Hi,
god.
Molly.
Molly says she's vulnerable now. If you don't act now, you'll never get her. And Piss poops in your bath. And with that, we are going to
Bath
stop
bomb,
for
that's for sure.
tonight. There's a new bath bomb for you. And to see where this takes us next time, I'm going to have to write some things down. Yeah, y'all. GG's throwing Byron's pendant. I that took me by surprise. I did not have that in my flip chart. Okay, nobody died. Lots of people could have. Nobody did. I am so excited and proud of you all.
I have to roll stress on my relationship with Byron.
You do have to roll stress on your relationship with
Or
Byron.
roll fallout.
However, I think your bond with Byron only has one stress. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you can't roll fallout on it because we play
Okay.
where it's under the current level
Okay.
of stress. But it will keep that stress. Yep. This was very fun. I'm excited to see where things go. We're gonna have to be doing some thinking between now and next week. But I presume all of you will too, and we will see what happens next. Yes, thanks again for playing. And thanks for watching. If you stuck with us and watched some of the stream, we appreciate it. Come hang out with us in the Discord. We're fun to be around. And I think that's it from me. So
When Piss the Destroyer is activated, will she crawl out of its butt as like a teleportal to come fight Juasha for the final battle?
no, Piss the Destroyer is not a summon like Final Fantasy style for Molly
It's like
Duvall.
a portal. She can put her voice through the butt. It's like a portal, a butt portal.
A butt portal.
Aren't all of them?
I've been just thinking about this the whole time.
Incredible. No, that's not what's going to happen.
No.
Okay.
Molly, okay. We'll talk about it after. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thanks. Say good night, people. Say